All right, Fan Comlink, it's the last segment of the show here on episode 44. We are flying by. If you didn't know already, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Maybe you watch this episode with us in real time on Facebook Live. If not, you're catching it here on the Rewind on YouTube, and we're so thankful. You can also help support our show by joining us on Patreon. That's where you can get our audio-exclusive version of our show. We'll also do weekly videos where we try and update you on comic books. So like I try and do like a Tuesday or Wednesday morning preview of the comics coming out this week and what we're looking forward to and what we're excited about. There's also a few things coming down the path as well. You also get exclusive prints and t-shirts, which is really fun. And don't forget about those pins. We're going to do a Facebook Live video in the next couple of weeks where we're going to be selling those off. We have 100 pins we want to sell out. We sell out with those pins. It's going to mean some pretty cool things for Beyond the Blaster, so be on the lookout for that. First question from Fan Comlink that comes from us is Dad Clone Daniel. Thank you so much for giving us this question. Are Finn and Poe on the new planet to recruit people, or did they crash land? Also, what's up with those horses? So this goes back to the very first topic of our show where we were talking about the recently leaked images. We have these images of them together, and what Dead Clone Daniel is asking for is, what's the purpose? So let's go ahead and speculate. We saw these images. They're on the hillside. They're surrounded by maybe other, rebels, resistance crew. Maybe they're natives. David, let's go ahead. Let's start with you. What do you think is going on?
I think Poe's there, so they probably crashed, and maybe these horse creatures are going to be their new mode of transportation as they do whatever they're trying to do on this planet.
Okay, so we just assume that no matter what, if Finn's involved, he has to crash land.
Poe.
Oh, Poe has to crash land because he's a terrible pilot in your.
Yes.
He's a liability in your
Yes.
eyes. Yes. Why do you? I get it. I get it. You've explained it so many times. I like Poe. What's going on, Jesse? What do you think?
I actually think that potentially they're either recruiting or scouting
Or eloping.
In terms of the planet goes, it seems to be like a kind of like a plains.
Yeah.
A lot of open fields. So the horse-like creatures would make sense. It's also not the first time that we've seen a populace utilize native animals. Battle of Ryloth, for example. Also, again, if you look at the pictures, a lot of CGI markers on there, so you're not going to just see this weird, like this horse head with long hair.
I hope they look better than those yaks we got in Last Jedi.
Yeah, so expect something like horse-like, being used like a horse, but not looking like one.
Used like a horse, but not looking like one.
So, that's my thought on it, is that, at the end of The Last Jedi, they're kind of in a pickle. Nobody really showed up to aid them, at that desperate moment. So they've escaped. I can see them trying to build.
See, I think they're on the hillsides of Naboo, and Finn and Poe have had to flee the Resistance because they were being persecuted for their romance.
He thinks he's funny.
They get sent away on this mission. Actually, it's by choice. They're sent by the Resistance because there's some issue. Something was buried with Jar Jar Binks, and we all know in the Aftermath novel,
from deep within.
He was buried. He was a clown. He was a street performer, and he died. And so they had to bury him on his home planet. And so I think what it's going to happen is there's going to be a Kyber crystal that's buried with Jar Jar Binks. Is anyone else bored with this yet?
Because he was a Dark Lord of the Sith, right?
Is anybody else bored with this yet? Okay, we're moving on. Next question here is from our good buddy Tom. Tom is a great guy. He's a big supporter of the show. He wants to know, will we see Mara at all or Jabba's son Rhoda from the Clone Wars? I believe he's asking this question for episode 9. So we've talked about Mara Jade before, the likelihood...
Is Luke's wife in the extended universe, right?
Expanded universe, yes.
In the Legends, I guess is what they're calling them now. Okay.
Which is actually, so he mentions that real quick. There's a quote that I just found from George Lucas where he said, here's the canon story, and this is everyone else's story. So I think George always kind of saw a separation. Like, he let people storytell and fantasize, but... It was interesting. I didn't know that George Lucas had that separation in the storytelling. So just a random thing I'm throwing out there. Let's start with Jesse. Will we see Mara? Will we see Rhoda the Hutt in episode 9?
As much as I'd like to see both, no and no.
Oh, wow. You even say no to Rhoda?
Yeah.
You don't think we're going to get a Hutt?
How are you going to fit it in? There's already so many things from The Force Awakens that Rian Johnson put off to the side, and if Abrams is going to try to bring any of that, where is he going to fit in? A Hutt from the Crime Syndicate.
Maybe we need 3 movies.
Also, you're dealing with Princess Leia, who strangled Jabba. I don't think they're going to be on such great terms anyway.
For as far as we don't know, Rhoda wasn't even around during Return of the Jedi.
If I was going to see a hut in this Disney trilogy, I would have wanted to see it on Canto Bight. Somewhere in the background.
Yeah, I can roll with that. I can roll with that
So,
for sure.
Like trying to use his
Again,
short little arms to like roll dice or something.
Not that I don't want to see these characters. I just don't see them making it into episode 9. Mara Jade is, again, it's part, like, I'd say between the two, you'd be more likely to see Rhoda over Mara, because Mara was part of the expanded universe where, you know, Rhoda actually was in the Clone Wars as a little slug dude.
I think it's too late for Mara Jade, though. Like,
but
Mara
it's a
should be
little too
coming
late.
around when, like, 20 years ago on the timeline, back when, like, Luke was, like, young, happy, idealistic, and, like, not trying to kill his nephew.
Yeah. So I don't want to write it off as completely impossible, but not really probable at this point.
All right, so sounds like no. I'm going to say no as well, Tom, but I appreciate the question. Thanks for sending that in. And as always, if you want your Star Wars questions answered on Beyond the Blasters, all you have to do is tweet us at any time, any day, and we just put it on the next episode. We'd love for you to do that. All you got to do is hashtag Beyond the Blasters, and we'll make sure that your question makes it on the next episode.